Hey, hey, hey! It's new comic book day! Hey, comic friends, I'm Travis. It's time for new comic books. New comic book day for me. Friday, that's my new comic book day. Let's see, it says here, my magic thing here, it tells me I got 18 books this week. Let's check out what we got. Of course, we know there's going to be a whole big metric ton of DC Rebirth books, because this is still a week where I'm getting them all. So let's see here. That's odd. I got a copy of Faith #1, which I already have. And it came with a board, but it didn't come with a bag. So why do I have that? No idea. It's not on my list. Faith #2 is supposed to be on my is on my invoice here, so we'll have to check that out. That's really curious. I don't know if they're giving out free copies of that or not. I don't know. Anyway, She-Wolf. This is spell #3, Ancient Incantations. Of course, a Rich Tommaso book. I've been enjoying it. I like the art. It's just weird enough and odd enough. I know it's not going to go on for very long, so I'm having fun reading it. That first one was a bit of a head trip. Since then, they've made a reasonable amount of sense and have been enjoyable. Action Comics 962, more Doomsday Brawling. I do love this cover. Covers where you see the title actually in the comic and it's being busted up and whatnot are always kind of a cool thing. I think this is the last issue of Action Comics that I will get. I don't think any more come after that, but I'm curious to see how it scores away. I'm hearing that this kind of ends the Doomsday fight, so that'll be nice. Batgirl issue #2. I enjoyed issue #1. A good mix of old Burnside Batgirl with more traditional Batgirl kind of things, with yet a new sense. I think it kind of puts a happier kind of in between for the fans who liked one, maybe not the other, of the two versions of Batgirl we've kind of seen over the years. It's kind of a happy in between kind of a thing. I'm enjoying that. Curious to see what happens in Japan with the stuff that's going on there. So yeah, it's not been bad. Here is a Rebirth issue. This is Blue Beetle Rebirth. We'll see how this goes. I'm looking forward to Blue Beetle. I like the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle a lot. So I'm happy to see that he is still the Blue Beetle. My understanding is Ted Kord is also involved in this. Maybe he was the prior Blue Beetle. So that'll be all curious to see how that all that gets told. It's kind of cool that they are incorporating both into it. Let's see if they can make a successful story doing that. I'm always kind of about the Rebirth issues. So Giffen's the one that's writing it. He's got a decent sense of humor, so this could be a really fun and enjoyable comic as far as that goes. Not sure. Collins, I think, is one of the people who was doing the art on Justice League 3001 that I did not care for, so we'll see how that pans out. Maybe it's just the Rebirth issue. I don't know. Never put a lot of faith in the Rebirth issue themselves versus the regular series. Most of them I have not enjoyed. There have been a few that I have, but most I have not. Hellblazer, this is the official issue #1. We'll see how this goes. I wasn't super excited about the Rebirth, but then, like I said, I kind of talked about how the fact I'm not big on the Rebirth issues. I don't think they've been that solid. This has got some interesting looking characters in it. It's got Swamp Thing in there on the cover anyway. I'm not sure who the other ladies are that are there. So we'll see how it goes. Not a real big fan of Mortat, the artist that's on it. I've liked him in the past. I'm just not feeling him anymore. So we'll see how it works out and see what Oliver has to say as far as what his voice for John Constantine is going to be. Hopefully, maybe he does something a little different and doesn't just hit the tropes that are John Constantine. Detective Comics issue number 939. Have been enjoying this quite a bit. And Eddie Burroughs drawn issue, I believe, here. The cover does nothing for me. I'm not a big Tim Drake fan. But I have really been enjoying the title. It has really been kind of the Bat family book that's been really enjoyable. Not Batman-centric, but a cool group of Batman-oriented heroes together as a group. Been very enjoyable, so looking forward to that continuing. Deathstroke issue number 1 here. Definitely looking forward to seeing this. I wasn't super excited by the Rebirth issue. I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to tell, with Slade here, with Deathstroke. Really confused, actually, by the Rebirth thing, because, of course, he has these 2 sons. My history with the character back in the Teen Titans, way back in the day, in the 80s and whatnot, is that he had a son and a daughter, son being Rose up here, Ravager, and Jericho being his son, who was a Teen Titan. So I don't know who this cast of characters are. Curious to see what's going to be. Give it a few issues. I'm having to. I spent a hellacious amount of money ordering comics this week. Mostly it has to do with that whole the Rebirth stuff and whatnot. So things have to start getting cut. Not just the things that I'm clearly not really enjoying, but things that are kind of marginal. I have to make some decisions there. And so when it gets to that point where I start eliminating marginal comic books, because I have no problem with marginal comic books. That's fine. They're good most of the time. And then they have exceptional moments. They have bad moments. That can make some marginal comic. But I stick with the characters I enjoy more, and the ones that I'm not that interested in are the ones that then get cut of those when I have to start making those choices. Any rate, Clean Room number 11. I continue to enjoy this book. Just this bizarre story. The last issue with the Pony Boy was wonderfully disturbing. Love these Jenny Frasian covers. No idea what's next with issue 11 of Clean Room, but definitely looking forward to reading it. Get into my other half, my other bag. Comics here. Let's see. This over here. So, this is issue number 2 of Sombra. Ooh, I love that cover. That cover is really, really cool. Look at that. That is awesome. So, I really enjoyed the first issue of this kind of Apocalypse Now, Heart of Darkness kind of meets the Tijuana kind of drug running horrible part of Mexico that is going on. This daughter is going to find her dad. She is a FBI agent. Her father is kind of an undercover FBI agent of sorts that's kind of gone rogue, it seems, and she's out to find him now. She has to find him for the government's sake, or she has to find him for her own sake. We don't know that part of it yet. So I'm really curious to see what all ends up being like. Been some great art in it. Just curious to see what's next to that. That's a Boom Studio book. I know I said it would be at least a year plus before I'd want to pick up any more stuff about these characters and whatnot, but it came out sooner than that, and I figured, what the hell? I'll check it out. It's gross. It's fun. This part of the DCU, we had the whole Section 8 book that was just kind of ridiculous and fun and gross, because Six Pack is this drunk, fat, gross thing, and he hangs out with some particularly gross people, but a good laugh and that sort of stuff. So this is Six Pack and Dog Welder, literally a guy who welds dogs to you. That's the super power, what he is. So the hard traveling heroes. This is one of 6. So I'm gonna check out this ridiculous miniseries. Got to have some books to laugh at and just go ooh. And as a side note, this group of people is probably one of the most diverse superhero groups that there are. I think Six Pack is the only straight white guy in the book in the group, but we'll see. It's Six Pack and Dog Welder. My understanding is it's a buddy travel story, so we'll see what happens there. Should be fun. Red Thorn, kind of a broken record on this. This is issue number 10. Yada yada yada. Not super excited about it. I'm thinking that here pretty soon I'm probably going to quit getting the Vertigo kind of package deal, or if you get all the Vertigo books, you get them 50% off. I may forego that and get the Vertigo books at 40% off, I think it is. It's either 40 or 45. If it's 45, I'm definitely going to change the way I'm ordering. If it's 40, I'll have to do the math to see how many of the Vertigo books I'm really wanting versus the ones I don't, because I'm just not really enjoying this. Half time, this goes to the very bottom of my pile to read, and then I either don't actually read it or I kind of skim read it. I don't know. But I know there's a lot of people who are just loving it to death, so it is what it is as far as that goes. So, Wonder Woman issue number 5. I've been really enjoying this book. The year 1 part, the even numbered issues, is a little more kind of fresh faced and fun as far as that goes. Just that kind of re-exploration or re-going over some of the origin, which I know people are kind of tired of the Wonder Woman origin, but I think we're gonna play with it in a way that's not gonna tip the apple cart hard. But I think we need to gotta have that part of the story to further explore this part of the story where she's kind of lost who she is and has been lied to and feels manipulated and is trying to figure that part out. The current one, don't know what I think about the Steve Trevor part of the story, but certainly the part with Cheetah in it is really intriguing. I like this new version of Cheetah. I'm curious to see the relationship of Wonder Woman and Cheetah and what's going on with them. So excited for that. And the book looks gorgeous all the time, of course. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. This is issue number 3. I actually liked issue number 2 reasonably enough, mostly because it probably didn't have a lot of Hal Jordan in it. It had more of John Stewart in it, who is the Green Lantern that I like, and the other group of lanterns that are with them. So I'm enjoying that part of it. We'll see. I think this issue's going to have a big old gnarly fight as all of these Yellow Lanterns are going to roll over Hal Jordan, or attempt to roll over Hal Jordan, because the Yellow Lanterns have taken over, basically being the star cops of the universe, and they are going to instill law and order through fear. That's, of course, how they operate. So, Exodus, the Life After. I've really been enjoying Exodus. The Life After books have been wonderful. Pick up that first trade if you haven't. Oni Press book. It's been a good laugh up until like the last issue, and I don't know. Look at this issue; it looks pretty grim too. Things have gotten pretty serious with God kind of being thrown out on his ear in a sense, or seemingly so, and yeah, there's this kind of this very oppressed feeling to it, and very serious. Less of the tongue-in-cheek stuff that has been in the book up until this point. So we'll see what happens to our cast of characters. You know, do we get Hemingway back in the book? And what kind of stuff gets explored. I don't know how many more issues are left of the Exodus. I know it's coming to an end. And the creators are going to go on and make another book, is what Gabo told me, the artist on the book, when I talked to him in March. So we'll see. I still really enjoyed the book. It's just gotten much more serious. And here we have Lucifer, issue number 9. I've really been enjoying Lucifer quite a bit. I think Black is telling an interesting story. I really love Gerbet's art on it. It's really sharp. Of course, last issue we had some heavy shifting going on in the Reign of Hell. And I think we're going to see that aftermath in this. So excited for that, to see just what happens. Nothing like the show really at all. If that's, people are thinking that might be the case, but still a really cool story in and of itself. Good Vertigo stuff, good traditional Vertigo kind of thing. Teen Titans issue number 2. This is probably the last issue of Teen Titans. I'm hopefully getting, not Teen Titans. Titans, not Teen Titans. I haven't seen any Teen Titans yet. Titans. It's probably the last issue I'm getting. Maybe there's one more ordered. I can't remember. Have not really enjoyed this at all. It's towards the very bottom of comics that I have not. It's just not my, like some of the Lantern books and stuff, or Aquaman, where I just not a lot of interest in it, reading it. This I actually dislike. I do not like the book. So clearly an easy book for me to be dropping. But we'll see. I'm going to read it to see what it is, but it'll be at the bottom of the pile to read this week. Just between the art and stuff, just has not excited me at all. Okay, so here it is. Here's the actual Faith number 2. I don't know why I got that other Faith book. I'll check that out. I don't know, I'm sure why. Anyway, so this is Faith, the regular ongoing, issue number 2. Curious to see what happens. Of course, in the last issue, it ended on a cliffhanger of some bad stuff happening to Faith that we can imagine all kinds of horrible stuff happening to a superhero that's basically been subdued by some creepy person who's claiming that they're going to be her new nemesis and whatnot, and exactly what that's going to be like. Jody Houser has been writing a fun book so far. I'm a bit worried about the constant, nonstop pop culture references. It's a little over the top. We'll see how this issue goes. That was my one complaint about issue number 1. But yeah, still looking forward to reading it. And finally this time is Flash, Barry's Day Off. I like the weird background of the cover. Haven't been too excited about the Flash. Probably the last issue I'm getting is right here. I think, right along with the Action Comics of the stuff that gets ordered in this week. I don't know. I just haven't been terribly excited about it, and the multiple people with the same powers as the Flash, I continue to say, I think just kind of takes away from the value of the Flash. So we'll see. Anyway, that's my books. I'm going to get off of here and get into reading them, so I will be able to talk about them tomorrow night, Saturday. We'll be on Comic Book Roundtable, and we'll be talking comics. At least I will be. Pretty sure Mike will be on too. Not sure beyond that, but I'm sure somebody else will be on. And I'll be talking about some of these books and whatever else comes up, whatever news or whatever. Any one of these books in particular you want to hear about, let me know. Anyway, have a great week, everybody, and I'll see some of you Saturday night, and otherwise I'll see you next week. Have a great one.